Welcome to Classic Car Cave. So I'm going to be working on this Citroen, this 1934 Citroen this week, and hopefully on Friday Amir will be coming back up with Revka and Ahmed to do the electrics on the XK150, and I'll make sure I've got everything out of the car before they turn up, because I think we'll only have the one day, have Ahmed here only for the one day. We'll see. But I'm going to work on this because what I want to do now is I've put the radiator back into place. Timed up the rods here. I'm not putting the engine back together, or I'm certainly not going to put the water system and everything back on just yet. What I want to do is build it back up and then get some photographs, get the back built up, yeah, as I said, so I can take photographs from the front, back, sides, and so on and so forth, so I can send it away to Citroen and see what they have to say. And I certainly don't want to do any more work than we've already done to it until I know we've got some paperwork. As I said, it could end up being quite an expensive folly if I can't put it on the road. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put the hood on. Now the hood on this is a double sided hood with a hinge, the piano hinge through the middle, which I've had to make from DIY stuff because you can't find this stuff anymore. So I'm going to pop that on now, and you'll see it in the next clip. And I'll just slowly build it up, and then I can see where all the clamps and all the handles and everything have to go on the car. Okay, so I've just popped the hood on just now, and what I'm going to do is pop the grille on, and then I'll put the two sides on. So hopefully I'll give a flick of my fingers and it'll happen. Okay, so that's the front grille on, top on. What I'll do now is I'll pop the sides on it, and then I can start looking at how everything lines up. There's still an awful lot of work to do on this bodywork, but as I said, I want to make sure I get the paperwork, and then it's worth investing the time and the money in it. So once again, hopefully I can flick my fingers this time. I've got the side on. The pieces that actually go into the front here I have to make brand new because the original ones are badly corroded. But the fit, for the first couple of fits, it's not bad at all. There's a lot of work to do to it. But it's nice. I had to make a complete new piece on the side here, and you can see that these vents open as well. What we'll actually do with those, I might possibly make a mechanism on them so you can actually open them from inside the cab. They are on springs, and obviously there is chrome pieces that go on there, but unfortunately most of those are broken, so I might have to make a what do they call it, 3D print, and then make it look like the originals. I would doubt very much we could get hold of these days. But that's the kind of start of it. What I want to do now is see where the up and over handles have to go, and if I lift it up I'll show you what I mean. At the moment I've got no way of grabbing it to lift this up to pull that to one side. So what we need is some grab handles on it, which need to be down here, and then two clips to clip it down onto the mud guards. So I'll have a look at that now and see where I can put them on, and I'll show you where I'm going to put them on. So there we are. So that's come across. So I'll put these handles on, or where I think they're going to go on, and I'll let you have another look at it. I've just mocked the lights up. They're not actually on, I've just bolted them on the bottom. These lights are from a Massey Ferguson 135, I think. They're not perfect. It would be nice if they were bigger, but they're very expensive to buy, so I thought I'll try these out and see how they look. So that's basically just popped together. There's no real alignment done yet on it or anything else. Because I need to do such a lot of metal work on the wings, but I think it gives you the overall impression of how it would look. And like I said, now what I want to do is put these handles on here so I can lift these sides up, because they're a bit difficult to lift up. But that's basically how it would work. And then you can get to the engine. So I'll work out where I I need to have these to get the proper lift on it, and I'll work out where the straps need to go down to actually hook them to the wings, and we'll go from there. So there we go. Put the lifting handles on. There's one there and one there, and then quite nice balance to lift them up. Now I've got one of the locks on here. These are like a spring lock that you pull up, and this one here, I'm thinking really it should nearly go to the front. If I put it here, this might flap. So what I'm thinking is, when I build this new piece, in here, which stays on here, doesn't attach to it's just shaped into here, and then build a small platform on it, and then put that one, oh excuse me, I think it's falling apart, and then put that one onto that platform and hold it there like that, if you like, if it's suspended in air. I think that'll be better because it'll grip right at the back and right at the front. I don't know if you guys agree. So I think that's the way I'm going to go with it. Yeah, I can pull this off, which will flop down there, and you can see it's very easy for me to lift this and hold it. Obviously I'll put some kind of rubber edge into that so it's nice. A couple of pieces that need to be done. I'll pick the camera up and show you. Unfortunately I've torn my hands to pieces in a few places. This is the problem with rough. You really should clean every bit of metal when you've cut it, because it's like a razor blade otherwise. You can see I've been literally bleeding all over the place. Anyway, I'll bring the camera in and I'll show you what I mean. Obviously this piece here was cut out, I guess, to get to this. I mean, as long as you can get to that bolt there, which I think shouldn't be an issue, I can fill this piece in, or at least half of it, because it's sticking out about that much, so I'll fix that. This edge has all got to be redone anyway, and these holes, they've got to be welded back and redone, so I'll do that. Yeah, but I think that grab handle works really quite well on it, so I think that's the way I'm going to go with that. So just to go onto the back a little bit, I haven't put this piece on yet, I'm just about to. And you might see here, this is where I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it there and at this end here, and even though the hinge is there, if I can show you. So how can I find something that's better? But anyway, yeah, so that's where the end of the hinge is, but I'm going to go back there. And the reason for that is, if I want to take these sides off and make it into a flatbed, not that I would want to make it into a flatbed, but I want the opportunity to be able to do that, so I can multi-use it if I needed to. I need this distance here to take this hinge off, because this piece, if it was in, it wouldn't slide. So this is going to go down past this. So I'm going to take something like 6 or 8 mil out of there, across there, which I'll show you on the other side. And I need that distance to get the side off, because the rods are on this side. This is just the dummy. This is the in. This is the outer. This is the female. And this is the male side, if you get what you mean. As you'll see it when I change it. And I've done that all the way along, so I'll cut that open now. And I've already done this on the other side. You can see that the top is pretty good. So you can see again, I've done the same thing here. I've cut it, and that bit can slide into there when you want to take the sides off all the way along. Yeah, it's something I had to think about. When I put it on, I thought, oh shit, yeah, I can't now pull it back. So that's something, and obviously this will all be the same colour as the body, so you won't see that. I think what I'm going to do with this back piece is I'm going to use wood, but it'll be quite thin, but I'll put aluminium strips in between it. So what I intend to do is put the wood down on the inside here, across the base and up the other side, and the same on the front and the back. But when I put the wood in, I'll do a picture frame corner, so while it sits here, it sits butted together, and then when the sides are down, you've got two 45 degrees on it. I'll do it in a nice, I kind of like it a nice oak colour, depending on what colour we decide to paint it in the end. But something that looks kind of natural wood. And for the amount that we need, the weight shouldn't be too much. If I put metal on it and then I put the wood on it as well, I think that's just going to put too much weight on the back, or more than we actually need. And it's not the kind of vehicle you would leave outside anyway. So, and I could even build a top for it if I wanted to, with some rams on the back so it lifted up, you know, not mechanically, not electronically or electrically, but so it lifted up on its springs. I could even do that if I needed to do that. So I've got plenty of this stainless steel left, but it's very heavy, this stainless. It probably needs to be an alloy top if I go that far. Again, this is where the spare wheel bit is going in the back here. We've already tested that, it works fine. I don't actually have a spare wheel for the vehicle because I wasn't sure what we're doing with these wheels and tyres. But I think that's the way to go, and I'll obviously do it lengthways like this, and then put the aluminium strips in so that when if we were to use it for loading something in there, the aluminium strips would keep whatever it is off the wood, you know, so it wouldn't damage it. I mean, it's going to be more of a kind of, yeah, you know, an occasional vehicle to maybe take to a show or something for a bit of fun, or drive downtown with it. We're not going to do massive long runs with it. So this is where I'm at with it. As I said, the most important thing right now is I get some paperwork to say that at least the car is original, the vehicle was original, we know where it was made, we have some ID numbers and so on and so forth. That will make life so much easier when it comes to the turf here in Austria. And the vehicle being as old as it is, probably won't be too much problem because it'll be historic, because it's pre-war, pre-Second World War. So we'll see how we get on. On that note, I'll, as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby.